To another tutorial of counter app. So we're going to create this one using React and React hooks. You might have seen a few tutorials online using vanilla JavaScript, but this is similar project, but we are using this time around React. So this is a good practice starting project if you are new to it. So let's get started and see how we can achieve this. So the idea behind it, when you click this button, it will increase the number and decrease the number by clicking decrement and reset it to 0. When we click this reset, and these two button will go grayish, so they are disabled. Only increase is enabled because you can increase and you cannot go any further down from 0. So let's get started and see how we can achieve this. So I have created a folder called counter app react, and I created a project. We'll start with the npx create react app. So this command will run and create all this basic structure of your project. So since we have got everything, so I'm gonna do npm start the project and see if there is any error or anything. Yeah, it's running fine, perfect. Let's tidy up a bit of housekeeping thing. Let's get rid of all those extra thing. We don't need that to keep it nice and simple. Go to index.html. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna tidy up a bit, get rid of all those green comments. We don't need that. Delete. This one will be deleted. So here we're gonna change the title to counter app react, so the people would know it is made with the React. And also in the source folder, I'm gonna delete this test, web vital, setup test, and logo. We don't need them to keep it nice and simple. Move to trash, and we'll go to app.js, and here what we're gonna do, no, sorry, this is index. So app.js, we're gonna get rid of all this header stuff, and I'm gonna give h1 what we're gonna call it, counter app using React hooks. Okay, so it's gonna be a single liner. Let's see if, okay, need to get rid of this logo in there because we have deleted it. And also report web vitals, we don't need them, so they will not come in the way. So that's nice and clean. So yeah, we can see our headline. So I'm gonna break it from here, so the BR will take it to the next line, right? So this is nice and clean now. And let's start building how we can get this. So there are two things. You can either create a new page for it, but and then we can bring it back here, but I'm gonna keep working on here. And first of all, I'm gonna create a JSX. So for this particular project, I used Bootstrap to design those buttons and stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring that CDN. So if you type on Google CDN, Bootstrap CDN, so this will take you to this page, and then we're gonna go all the way down, and this is Bootstrap mini CSS minified version. We're gonna copy that and gonna take it to index.html. So here we're gonna link it. So let's see if it's working fine. Go back to app.js and say button, and give a class name of btn button dash btn dash secondary. So we need to give it decrement is not defined. Okay, so I'm using it wrong. This one need to go. So yeah, our Bootstrap is functional now. We can see that button being styled automatically, so that's a good start. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create another button which will create our increment, decrement, and reset. So there will be, okay, this one is decrement, then another copy and paste. This will be, the middle will be reset, and then will be increment. So you can pick and choose where you want it to be. So at the moment they are all secondary. So increment will be primary, and this one will be if you don't know the class, we can go to the Bootstrap btn classes. So it will give us all the classes, so we can find here, so primary, secondary, success, or warning. So the middle one will be warning. So you just change it, it will give us automatically this one. So we need to give a bit of padding in there so we can manually tweak it. But let's start on functionality now. So for the numbers here, we can see a field here, so we need to give another place where we can see our numbers. Okay, so that will be another h1 with the count of 0 at the moment. This one we can see is in there. So now let's get the hooks first. So in this one, I'm gonna create a const count simple and set count, bring used, use state, and initial state will be 0. So, and then we're gonna call it in here, and this one will be count. So this count initially having a 0, so if we change it to, let me show you first, so we can see now this is 0. So initially if we change it to, for instance, 2, it should update in here. So this is working fine, we're going to keep it to 0. Okay, so we can style it a bit to make it like this, but that's, I mean, CSS is an additional thing, but it's more of functionality you need to achieve in the here. We will make in the end look much better anyway. So we're gonna give a button a bit of functionality now. So what it's gonna do is gonna run every button, gonna run on click function. So once they are clicked, they're gonna run a function which will be set count to set count will be 0 for reset. Is this the primary, secondary button? So in this one it will be count -1. Let me go back, we have messed up something. On click will be of set count, which gonna give us count -1, right? So let's say if we put here 5, save it, and then yeah, it's giving us -1. Perfect. We're gonna go back to 0. So we're gonna copy the same thing on click function, and this is warning, this is reset, so this will be set count to 0. We don't need all this everything, so it will reset it to 0. Let's say again 5, and then reset to 0. Amazing. So this is working fine. And third button, which is increment, so here only we need to change it minus to plus. So I hope everything is working fine, but it's going over to minus, which we're gonna disable in a minute. So it's a very simple thing. We're gonna say button disabled if count is 0. So the count will be 0 if, so then button will be disabled. So this decrement, let's decrease it to 0, and that's gone off now. You can't click it anymore. Same what we're gonna do with the reset button. Reset will go disable as well. So this gone disable. As soon we hit the increment, it's gone increase. Right, magic. So this is pretty much everything, but if you want to style a bit more, you can use custom index, custom CSS. So if we go to app.css, and here we can create count, font size will be 80 pixels, padding 20 pixels, border 2 pixel, solid green, and width will be 150 pixels, margin 20 pixel, border radius 10 pixel to make it a bit round, background color light green. So we can apply this to, we go to app.js, and we can apply that class name, not here, in here, class name count, and let's see if it's changed everything or no. Yeah, it has, but it's gone to the left. So what we need to do is to make it margin 0 auto, 20 pixel, and left and right auto. Hopefully it will push everything back. So it has come back, so now we can see that. So one more functionality I have given here, if we click on it, it will go to 0, so it will reset. So if I can give you a hint, so if you can try give a margin to the buttons, so simply we can say buttons margin let's say 10 pixels. So yeah, that's gone far apart, which is fine. And also what I'm gonna do, what was the question for you guys? So what you're gonna do, so you're gonna achieve this one. So as soon you click this one, make a cursor pointer and set it to 0. I can give you a hint, we have done a count to 0. and it's gonna be a same thing we have done with other buttons. I'm leaving it to you to figure it out how we can set it. So that was the tutorial. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video, or if you like it, please hit and follow the channel. Thank you.